Hi guys! So today I'm going to be doing a book review of Moonchosen, Tales of a U-World by PC Cast. Now I was actually sent this book by Pen Macmillan in exchange for an honest review and to be part of their blog tour. So that's what I am doing today. This is my very first blog tour, so it's really exciting. I would really recommend going to check out some other people's review of this book and checking out the blog tour and supporting it because, as I said, it's my first, so it's really exciting. As you can see, this is an arc of the book, so obviously the cover looks a lot more gorgeous than this. Like, the cover of this book, the final copy, is gorgeous, but unfortunately I only have the arc, but that's still cool because I own hardly any arcs and they're always cool to have, I reckon. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into what this book is actually about. Now this book is a fantasy book and it's really hard to explain, so I'm going to do my best. I hope to do it justice, but I probably won't, so just kind of bear with me. This book follows a girl named Maria who is an earth walker. Her mum has the ability to heal the whole clan. She is known as the Moon Woman, and Marie hopes to maybe one day be trained by her mother and become the next Moon Woman. However, there's one little thing. You see, Marie is different and nobody else in her clan knows that. Marie and her mum are afraid that if Marie is found out to be different, then the clan won't accept her. Marie has always hidden who she truly is to the clan, and because of that she never really feels truly accepted or part of the clan. But yet this is the least of Marie's worries when one day they are attacked. After this attack, Marie has to figure out who she truly is and embrace things that she's never embraced before and decide what's important to her and what she wants to do. But it's not until she truly meets a character named Nick that she really discovers what is important to her and what she's willing to fight for. So that's the basic premise of what this book is about. I'm not going to get into too much detail because, as I said, it's a fantasy book, so obviously there's a lot of detail and a lot going on. So I'm going to talk about what I liked and what I didn't like about this book. The first thing I noted was the first 100 pages of this book were really slow and dense for me. As with any fantasy book, at least for me, I struggle to get into them straight away. The same thing happened with me in Nevernight, it happened with me in Daughter Smoke a Bone, it happens with me for a lot of fantasy books. I struggle to get into them, and this book was no exception. In fact, the first 100 pages kind of felt like a chore when reading them, just like it did Nevernight. However, after that 100 pages, when I finally got to know the characters more, get to know the world setting more, and what was going on in the book, I definitely was able to embrace it more and read it quicker. So for me though, still, this book was a long read. It is 500 pages and it's a very slow paced book. Now there's nothing wrong with slow paced books, in fact I enjoyed it, but because of that at some points it would just seem at times just a little bit to be like, oh, please can we just get through this? But then in the last 100 pages just a lot happened. In fact, one thing that really bugged me about this book is that there's this whole paragraph here, which I'm not going to say because I kind of find it kind of spoilery. If you want to read it you can, but I'm not going to tell you. But I read it when I first read it. I'm like, oh wow, so this must be what the book is about. But this whole bit doesn't happen until the last 100 pages of the book, and I was like, what the heck? Why is it on the blurb then? One thing I did really enjoy about this book was the character development. Some characters kind of irked me. Marie was one of them. I understood why Marie felt like she was never part of the clan, but again that was kind of her fault. She never trusted the clan to trust her secrets, and I could totally tell why. But because of that, when that attack happened, she wasn't willing to help the clan, and it really annoyed me, especially to see her people suffering and to know that she could go out there and do something, but she just didn't want to. She was at times to read a really frustrating character who only seemed to think about herself, and she could be really selfish at times. However, she did go through a lot of character development and I really liked her. Also really liked Sora in this book. Now when we first meet Sora, we are not supposed to like her, but things happen, and I don't know, I really like that character. I think she's snarky and great and just brings an interesting dynamic to the book. Nick was again another character that I wasn't a big fan of at the start. He seemed irky and he just seemed like he was owed everything. However, he definitely did grow on me, and again his character development was really good, so by the end of the book I was pretty much okay with him. The romance in this book though kind of felt a little bit cheap and just insta-lovey. I mean, the characters don't even know each other, and it's not like insta-love, it's just insta-kissy, but you can definitely see where the relationship's going, and it was just so obvious, especially because maybe those two weren't the two people I was actually shipping. I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say I wasn't shipping a straight couple in this book. I just felt like there was a lot more tension between two other characters rather than the two that seemingly are going to be together in this series. I also enjoyed the plot of this book and the animal companions for the most part. There are dogs in this book and they're really cute, and I love reading about dogs, so it was really fun to read about them. But there was one thing that I didn't like. I know that it was necessary, but still it hurt me, because you know, I love rabbits. I didn't hear they kill rabbits to eat them, which I understand happens, especially in the wild, like that's what you gotta do, but still hurt my heart, especially in a scene where Nick picks a rabbit up by the ears, which is just unnecessarily cruel, okay? And I know it's a little irk, and I know that it's not important, but to me It really hurt my heart and I just couldn't get behind him doing that. If you have to kill a rabbit, fine, but like don't pick it up by its ears. That's just cruel. Off topic, but yeah, it irked me reading about that. Apart from that though, I really did enjoy reading about the dogs. I found that animal companionship in this book really brought something extra to the book, and I really did like the characters and the plot. As I said though, this book is definitely not a fast read. It's slow and at times dense, but it really is interesting, and for the most part it did really keep me captive and I wanted to know what was going to happen next. Overall, I'd probably rate this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I would recommend it, but I'd recommend reading it when you're in the mood to read it. If you're not in the mood to read a fantasy book that's going to take a while to get into, then I'd probably wait until you are in the mood. Otherwise, you're just not going to enjoy it. Once you get past those initial few pages though, and you start getting into the story and you get to know the characters and what's going to happen in the story, I definitely think that the book improves. I am intrigued to see where the story goes, so I definitely will be picking up the next book in the series, as long as it isn't like the House of Night series, because I don't want to get too much into it, but that series just went on way too long for me, so I really hope that this series isn't like that and it has a reasonable number of books in the series and it doesn't drag on. But I guess we'll see. I'm definitely willing to give this series a go and see where it goes, because as I said, I enjoyed this first book and I do want to know what's going to happen next. So that was my review of Moon Chosen by PC Cast. I'd like to again thank Pam McMillan again for letting me be a part of this blog tour. As I said, it's super excited and I'm excited to do more blog tours in the future. Like this video if you liked it, and comment down below if you've read Moon Chosen and what you thought of it, or if you plan to soon, and subscribe if you'd like to see more book related videos from me. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go. I will see you next time. Okay, bye!